So hello, lovely church family. Thank you so much for meeting today. Thank you for talking about the sermon. I've given you some questions, but just a little reminder of what we talked about on Sunday. We looked at the woman bent double in Luke 13 as part of the series that we're doing on God's brightest ideas. And I suggested that one of his very brightest ideas is that he is committed to our emancipation, that the Lord is intent on freeing us from any restraint, control, or the power of another, whether that's natural or a supernatural body, particularly to free us from bondage, including physical, emotional, spiritual healing. And looking at the woman in Luke 13, we recognise that there are probably two really helpful things that she tells us about the journey towards emancipation. And the first is that Jesus sees her. She would not have been making a fuss. She would not have been at the front of the synagogue. She probably would have been tucked away because of her condition in a corner, dark corner somewhere. And yet Jesus sees her. And we know that being seen is integral to our well-being as human beings. And God knows that too. So we were encouraging one another to remember that whatever our circumstances, however we're feeling, whether we are sick or frustrated or there's lack, whatever it is that we're dealing with, God sees us. He is the God who sees us. And his seeing, his looking, stirs something in his heart that means that he wants to see us emancipated. God goes to work when he sees his people enslaved, in bondage, not emancipated. The second thing we talked about was our responsibility to walk towards Jesus. This woman who would have been tucked away in the corner and probably not really wanting to be called out in front of everyone, nevertheless walks towards Jesus. He calls her and she agrees to walk towards him. We talked on Sunday about the things that can get in the way of our walking towards Jesus, particularly when we don't see emancipation, when we don't see liberty, when we don't see freedom working itself out in our lives or the lives of others. We can get frustrated and we can just decide that's it, we're just not going to do it anymore. But this woman shows us, after 18 years of being completely crippled, virtually immobile, she walks towards Jesus, not knowing what he's going to do. It's a faith journey. And when she gets to him, she is healed. We talked a little bit about emancipating others, our responsibility to do that. We talked a little bit about not being able to lift ourselves up. This woman was not able to fully lift herself up and become who she was intended to be by the Father. It's only Jesus who is able to do that for her. Same applies to us. I hope you have a really good discussion tonight. Don't forget to pray for one another. Emancipation is a fact. Jesus can do it. But it's also a process. Sometimes it takes time and we have to agree that he can do it. Have a great evening and thank you again. God bless you.